AI, of course, has changed the conversation for everything, right? I remember when Salesforce first was introduced and software as a service seemed so revolutionary, right? And hey, you don't need those big ERP systems that's going to take 18 months to implement. We're going to implement you in 3 months, right? Now it seems like AI just keeps on compressing the timeline. So when we talk about technology and you use the word AI native, and we're now seeing companies who are just, oh, we're an AI company now. And we're like, well, weren't you just a SaaS company last week? Now you're an AI
Yeah.
company. And we know that they're not AI native softwares. So talk a little bit about what it means to be an AI native software versus in what I call an AI bolted on software.
Absolutely. I think all the SaaS companies are having an existential crisis moment right now, similar to what you referenced, like when Salesforce came up with its end of software campaign. I was actually looking at picture of Mark, like in that famous 2000 poster when Salesforce ran this, like massive campaign around end of software. And a lot of people are under a bunch of pressure. The money has dried up a little bit, and a lot of the funding has gotten concentrated into AI companies. And therefore, a lot of people are rethinking their positioning even before they're making any meaningful changes to their product. So with that as the context, and I think like that's what explains the behavior of almost everyone in the ecosystem, that you are forced to take up an AI first positioning. Otherwise, you do not even have a shot at being in the market. I think there are a certain examples in which you are able to see that, like, by using the new AI breakthroughs, you are able to achieve outcomes which were not possible earlier at all. Some of my favorite examples actually come from customer support and contact center industries. Earlier, a coach in a contact center would probably listen into 1% of the calls and provide feedback to all of their employees in the contact center. Now it is possible for AI systems to look at the recordings of all of the calls, provide granular feedback to all the people in a very specific way. And that changes how we think about the coaching and the quality of all of these customer support systems. And a lot of the people who are working in this industry are even experimenting with, do we need human people to do some of these jobs? Like, can we have agents who, like, are trained on all of this, like, data, and they are able to, like, make some of these calls? On the other hand, you have some legacy companies who have been running contact center softwares, like, for decades, and they are adding a lot of, like, bolt-on features. So I think if you really think about AI native workflow, it is really important to think about, are you able to build systems which are getting smarter? They are able to take outputs and learn from them over time. Are they truly delivering outcomes versus just like building another workflow which a team has to go through? And is there a leap in the capability, like what was simply not possible perhaps a couple of years ago is now suddenly within grasp?
Right.
I think the only caution I would give is it's very easy now to have very compelling demos, and the devil lies in taking something which works really well as a compelling demo for 10 minutes and making it a production grade system, because there are so many edge cases that you have to think
So
about.
many.
How do you make sure that you are not making mistakes which where cost of mistake can be really high, especially in heavily regulated industries like healthcare, banking, insurance. And therefore, I think there is a lot of euphoria, which I think is very justified. But then there is a long journey ahead in making
Right.
sure that we are able to build systems which people are able to rely on. And I think right now there are both of these narratives which are present in the enterprise ecosystem. A lot of people are, this is, like, going to be transformational, and a lot of naysayers who are talking about, but there is no value being delivered. And I think there is a bit of truth in both. And we are on a journey right now where a lot of the value will be delivered and a lot of processes and industries will be transformed, but it will take time.
Right.